Here at Howard Terminal with A's team president Dave Kaval, just once again, being here, it gives you all the feelings, right?
Yeah.
It's starting to become tangible to stand on this site at this location where the ballpark is set to be in 2023. Let's just kind of look around and see what surrounds us here, because I'm not sure enough people know even where this site is. First off, like right behind the camera is Jack London Square. In fact, if my arm was Ramon Laureano, I might be able to throw a
I think
baseball.
you could do it. I think you could do it. You got a pretty strong arm. I mean, it's right over there. The ferry station is as close as you could be. And so it's just really close to the existing commercial hub of Jack London.
And here on the waterfront, that's obvious. The estuary kind of goes inward towards Oakland deeper, and also Alameda is
right across the way.
Swimmable.
Yeah.
If I were that.
Well, I think we'll actually have a ferry or something. Yeah, we don't need to swim it.
Right. I was just saying it's not that far away, and I hate to even mention this.
Yes.
You can see the Bay Area's other Major League Baseball stadium from right here.
It's over there.
Yeah.
It's over there. And you can see their
it.
skyline and their like towers and stuff. And
this reminds me of an old New York setting, right? The two ballparks separated by a small body of water. And not to mention, downtown Oakland, again, not that far away. Are we talking about maybe a half mile total? Less than that, looks like?
It's a half mile to 3/4 of a mile, and then you're right in the downtown core, and you get to Uptown, 1.5 miles. And you know, one amazing thing too here is the views. The views of the water, the Oakland Hills, Alameda, the Bay Bridge. You know, it's a real iconic location, and with our ballpark and that incredible rooftop park, there's going to be incredible vistas for people of all the Bay Area.
I know you told me this site is 55 acres.
Yep.
I don't know how to really measure that in my head, but this site seems small. Now again, I know what you can do with it. Is it going to be tight? Is it going to be, the word I'm looking for here is...
Intimate?
Intimate!
Yes.
Thank you!
Yes, it's going to be intimate. The ballpark, it's going to be like Fenway or Wrigley.
Yeah.
So it's going to be easy for fans to experience the action on the field.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be really important. That's one of our guiding principles, to have that intimate connection to the play, to everything around it.
And so, what else is going to go on this site? We've talked about the ballpark a ton. I know there are buildings behind it. What exactly are those buildings?
Well, it's really important that you are thoughtful about what's next to a ballpark. You want to make sure that you have the restaurants and bars and mixed-use retail and residential and commercial in a way that's complementary to the ballpark use. Kind of like around AT&T Park, Oracle Park, where you have like a neighborhood that kind of fits. And so we want to be smart about how we program it, work with the city to have those corresponding uses, so people can come here before the game, come an hour earlier, go to an awesome restaurant, afterwards go to a nightclub, all these different things. Or maybe even you live in the neighborhood. You have an apartment or an affordable housing unit. And that's just a great way to create a neighborhood that's thriving here at the waterfront.
One of the renderings famously showcased a party barge.
Yes, yes.
Which I believe might actually have been right here.
I think it was a little more over there, but yes, very close. Yeah, that's in our cove. You know, we don't have a McCovey Cove, but we do have our own cove here.
Do you have any other like ideas with the water that could come with this ballpark, besides the fact that people could take a ferry to it, which is pretty cool?
Yes.
Any other things that
I think
you could reveal?
You could have the water taxi to Alameda, which I think is really cool to get people to and from. And then obviously this cove type area is a great place for kayakers and things of that nature. And having these public park areas, you know, right here next to the ballpark, open, you know, all year round, is going to attract a lot of people in a positive way.
We haven't talked much about the climate yet, and that's amazing because it is on the waterfront.
Yes, it is, yes.
And there's a slight breeze here, but I don't imagine the weather here right now hardly any different if I were standing at home plate of the Coliseum right now. We're not more than a couple miles away from that. What have the reports told you about climate? What might be different?
Well, we're spending a lot of time on that because I think it's a really important aspect of a good experience for fans. And so that's one reason that we have an eastern orientation of the ballpark, to make sure to shelter the ballpark from both the wind, the prevailing winds, but also to provide some shade. So we want to make sure there are options for people, but in general, it's a very similar climate to the Coliseum. It's way warmer than San Francisco or the Peninsula.
Yeah.
There's no fog here. So we think it can be a great location on the waterfront to really enjoy a game and really have, you know, have your shorts and t-shirt and have a great time.
Right, Dave, I hate to steal this moment of history, but I think we might have found where home plate's going to be at Howard Terminal.
This is the spot right here.
I could be the first person to kind of dig in.
You're digging in? You want me to throw it here right here? Yeah, I'm going to strike you out.
Like this is this is tangible.
Yep.
To stand here and think of the new history that can be made at this very site, which look,
incredible.
Right now, it doesn't have all the feelings yet. We're surrounded by a parking lot and
trucks, yeah, absolutely.
You know, a lot of industrial work, but it's just amazing to think the memories and legacies that could be created right here.
And the field that'll be here, a green field, it'll be just tremendous. And so yes, we found the spot, yes.
And eventually, it wouldn't be a bad idea to maybe draw the diamond out here.
Hey, we could do it. You want a little pickup game going?
It's very doable.
Maybe we'll start with kickball.
Kind of gives you the perspective, though, of what you'd see. And
the Oakland Hills.
Even up higher, right? The skyline of Oakland, the hills.
Right in the middle of it all.